There are bats.
Yeah.
Alice spider survey. Backyard bats.
Why do we have 6 messages? I don't know. Okay. So no one's logged in, but we're live on YouTube.
Okay.
Even though. Yeah. Probably fine, I think.
Yeah.
I think so. Right. I mean, maybe one over there. Not here, maybe here.
Okay.
Okay. Not for me.
What else? What, are you, sugar thing?
Salt, sugar, salt. Haven't had dinner. All those things. Well, I had a late lunch.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to nominally be healthy.
So I basically salad and
And cookies.
I had salad and soup for dinner.
Right.
And it was an early. Dinner.
Okay, so. Minutes, 1 more minute.
All right. Chargers.
So, yeah, we just, I mean, if we don't have attendees, we can just quickly go through these 2 websites. And then discuss briefly compostable plates. I mean, because what you want to do essentially is have it's not even a funding.
What did you push?
And this, just like who's buying these materials, let's try. Right now, I don't even know who is buying. It's likely me.
And the whole, maybe you buy from Costco. I heard that Costco, the good guys for some reason.
Huh,
In the whole thing.
well.
There's all kinds of Facebook.
Costco.
Me neither.
So. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. So shall we just go ahead and have we call the meeting to order? Even though.
Hello, LA, Council, UNNC. District 10 Environmental Sustainability Committee meeting on Thursday, February 13th. It is 7 p.m. I am Elizabeth Bennard calling the meeting to order. And this is Laura Myers.
Hello. Well, I guess I have to talk for the computer to put, there I am. Hello. So I'm going to share the agenda.
It's a rainy day. It's a rainy night after a long rainy day. In Los Angeles, I'm grateful for the rain. Wondering what it's going to do to some properties that were recently burned.
Right. So. So. Shall we go through the agenda?
Yeah, shall we? Okay, you want to go ahead?
Well, yeah, I'll just go through it. So it's the normal welcome, call to order, review the agenda, which is what we're doing. And then we would have general public comments on any item not on the agenda tonight. And yet which would be within the purview of this committee or UNNC. And then we're gonna have some brief conversations about first, item 3, the community science with the Natural History Museum. So this is the museum in Exposition Park, and they have a big program with lots of different kinds of projects that people can participate in. And then people may have received this survey elsewhere, but there's basically a study and a survey right now about where to put public streetlight mounted EV chargers in South Oakland. And then we will talk about when UNNC has its governing board meetings and other events, why are we not using, or are we using compostable plates and utensils? So, and then any announcements, new business, old business, and then we adjourn, and then we meet a month from today, March 13th, meet again. Okay. The only announcement I would have that's not on this agenda is that on a week from Sunday, February 23rd is Ciclavia. So it's not just that it's a healthy, fun thing. It happens to be right in our UNNC neighborhood. It's called West Adams meets University Park. And essentially it's Jefferson Boulevard from Vermont to La Brea, or La Brea to Vermont.
Wonderful.
They're closing all of Jefferson Boulevard and a little smudge of Vermont Avenue to the Expo and Vermont Metro Station.
Fantastic.
So it's fantastic. So UNNC will have a booth in the Jefferson Park Hub, circa between 3rd and 4th Avenue, around there. Exactly, but near the park, the library, and then adjacent to UNNC will be another booth that's some combination of West Adams Heritage, Friends of the Jefferson Park HVAC, Friends of the Library. We're all kind of offering space.
For Washington Irving?
Jefferson.
Okay.
The library that's there.
Okay.
That actually has a valid friends group. But I mean, all of Jefferson will be closed. So there's, it's kind of a good day. So that's Sunday,
February
23rd. I believe it's from 9 to 3 or 9 to 4. I mean, it's the usual. And for anybody watching on YouTube, Ciclavia closes the streets to cars, basically cars and buses, and opens the streets to non-motorized modes of transportation. So your feet, your roller skates, bicycles, skateboards, scooters. Some people have interesting contraptions, but non-motorized.
So it's quiet, it's friendly.
Yes, exactly.
Easygoing.
It's easygoing. Okay, so that's my only announcement. All right. So.
All right, yeah, we'll go to first. Okay, yeah.
You want me to, I'm gonna pull up the website. Fish.
So Natural History Museum has several programs where residents are invited to observe and record their general environment, whether it be at their school, at some open lot, if there are any left, in their backyard, any place where they can count items, that you can count butterflies, count bees, count lizards, I believe, and also so spiders, and other wildlife. They also have a squirrel survey for those who are squirrel centric, it says. So
So
people
there,
are welcome to do this.
and I'm looking for, there's supposed to be a click on here somewhere that, oh, here we go. So for example, squirrel survey.
So I'm wondering if it might be useful to talk. I mean, I'm stopping myself because we don't have an audience that would, be worth the time of a natural history museum community representative, it seems to me. But I would like to know how the time spent doing that is going to benefit Los Angeles's wildlife.
Well, I don't know the answer, but
I want to help Los Angeles wildlife, and I'm very excited.
well, they're trying
They
to
have some
track,
rights.
yeah, they're trying to track what we have.
Okay.
So I think the first step always is, what do we have? So they have this ongoing squirrel survey. And
Right.
as one, this is just one example, but it's one that I kind of feel like we can all look for squirrels. But I don't know. I mean, so
Oh, there's data,
yes.
so you can upload it.
You get to upload your own data from your own backyard, essentially. Or some of these people are clearly loading data in from many backyards.
Yes,
because somebody named Jay Maley has made, 787 observations. So anyway, so people are engaged in this one. So this is just one. And then so that's photographs. I mean, the reason I'm kind of clicking through here is I had previously looked a little. And
I myself am interested in native plants.
yeah, well, they're not doing that at the moment.
No, what's the one where she's looking at a plant?
She's looking, oh, I didn't see
further
that.
to the left. Yeah.
All right, so what I was going to do is point out the squirrel survey is cameras.
Oh,
But the spider survey is, catch 'em.
Catch 'em?
You do.
Kill 'em?
I think you must.
My goodness.
I don't know.
Not doing that.
I know, but it looks like you must.
I would photograph them. Go inside. Spiders everywhere. What does it say? Send us your spiders. It does say send us your
Yes,
spiders.
I pre-read this.
Bring your spiders to the.
Yeah.
So.
To the museum's front desk.
Put them in a container. Oh, wait. I want to see if they're dead.
Well, they have to be dead.
If alive, include a small piece of paper towel. If dead, include a cotton ball soaked in oil.
Oh,
So you can get it alive.
yeah, but they're probably gonna.
I don't, but yeah, why would you move it from, I have so many spiders in the house and I love
Because they're trying to identify.
what we have.
Right. And I have a lot, well, they've already identified quite a bit. All right, so, and they did say if spiders, I did read this, if spiders creep you out, don't participate.
See that one, super project?
Yeah.
I wanna go to.
That
1 year long free program by Urban.
yeah. Oh, this is the one that's up your alley. Right? Oh, no, they're still looking for fauna, not flora.
Yeah.
So it does appear at the moment they're more focused on the living, well, they're all living, but the animate, I don't know, wildlife.
But sorry, you're right, they are collecting data. They're collecting data about wildlife and in Los Angeles.
Right,
which is
but
always.
year 4 does appear not to include UNNC, now that we're at the map.
Oh, UNNC is not.
Not within that map boundary.
Oh.
So there it goes. Huh, that's right.
So we can't do super project. Because we're already that good. We don't need to be
Perhaps. Perhaps, but anyway, the point is, there seem to be a whole lot of projects and people can engage in many of them, and then this is only one. I mean, there's some libraries that are doing this.
Yeah.
But not our local, but maybe we could, maybe that's an interesting thing to suggest to the Washington Irving or the Jefferson Library, that they start one, because there's a couple of libraries, some are libraries doing lots of this. So, and that would engage kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for that matter.
And then outreach,
Well, for that matter,
South Seasons.
well, it's got trees, it's got,
Mhm.
you know, but this is
It's got
known,
park
but
nearby.
these are known things, so
Right.
maybe they want the community science, they want unknown things that could get documented. So, anyway, so that would be this item, I don't know what else.
How would
to
we,
talk about.
how would we publicize this? How
Well,
would we get 100 people from UNNC to sign up?
well, we try and get more than
How would we get
the
10?
two of us at a meeting, that would be.
No, come on, let's meet people where they
Yeah.
live. 100
Um,
people. To do this.
well, I wonder. Well, the question would be,
Visibility.
no, that's not what I was gonna say. The question would be, do we want to spur a local project through one of our libraries? So I think that would be the question. Can one of our libraries replicate the programs in some of the other better that's, and how can we help? You know, because their answer to that question, how can we help, might surprise us. I mean, they may have an answer that we're not.
Okay, so break that down for me. That means calling the
Well,
libraries.
So in other words, in the, well, it doesn't mean calling libraries, in the CMO, which is climate. What's CMO stand for? Climate Emergency Mobilization. Oh,
Organization?
organization, the city of LA, in their this month's newsletter,
Okay.
when it came for February. That they're the ones who kind of put a spotlight on community science, and they had 4 or 5 different click-ons. I clicked on the Natural History Museum because it's close to us. Then I clicked on the link to the library system. And only to discover that there are libraries that have these, you know, maybe robust programs, but they're nowhere near here.
Okay.
So so the answer to your question is go back to the SEMO newsletter and click on that library link.
Okay.
And then maybe contact the librarian in Selma, say, what's this program like? Is it, you know, you can say, I'm a school library.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, is it, you know, first of all, what age are you focused on?
Yeah.
You know, and then second of all, how do we transfer it to?
Great.
And then if the answer is no, I got it, and he or she has volunteered. And it's really sole source, and that's why they have some programs. Then we could be in track. And if she said, oh yeah, it's a great idea. They will talk to you about that. I guess.
If I could get some people to kill fewer spiders
Well, we don't have to do a spider survey.
or anything, just that consciousness raising of we need bugs because
Yeah.
bugs feed birds,
Yeah.
baby birds. So I see the real.
Well, the spiders also eat mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And you know, perhaps other things that we don't want around us. So that's sort of a separate side conversation. But
I need that background motive, you know, the reason for to put out work, because everything is work. Everything is work.
yeah.
So and simply getting, and this is a later agenda item, getting compostable plates, cups.
Yeah, but that's very focused. I can
It's
tell you.
gonna be such a heavy lift, because just like you mentioned, where are they gonna put the compostables after they're done with them? That means we have to look in the room and say, let's go to that one.
Okay,
So I'm
well,
just saying that everything is a
Yeah.
heavy lift. Everything's a
Right.
heavy lift. So,
Okay,
but great.
all right.
Okay,
So then,
nice work. Nice work finding that.
right, so then we have,
Are we moving now to
Sure.
EV charger service.
So I'm going to click on it here.
Street light.
How come it's not? It's not a live link. Huh, well, we can do this. There you go. So
Okay. Is that it?
I
Is that
don't
it?
know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Streetlightdata.com.
No, it's not. Okay.
Is it, did you say LA? Oh, on city. There we go, survey.
Where do you see one?
No, no. Images of
Yeah, the image isn't clickable.
big.
Let's go.
LA.
Yes. Where is the survey?
Looks like we want to do that whole thing.
Yeah, but that's, that whole thing isn't on the agenda.
Yeah. Okay, your patience is noted.
So
ADOT.L city.
this is annoying. Since they've been sending out emails to lots of people. Here's a search. Sorry for anybody who's watching. You see a little
Universal
thing
basic
that,
needs.
yeah,
Yeah.
but what I'm not seeing is a little.
Brief survey? Brief survey?
About it, yep, that's it. Okay. So give me.
Delivery workers for local
Yeah.
businesses. Ooh, you're gonna.
Well, some people on.
Yeah.
You can see. If there's any meaning to. Okay, so we want, so this is the project.
Delivery workers for local businesses.
Okay, so we're on item 4. This is the intro to this EV charger survey.
But well, hold on.
Okay, so including. Interesting. So they're not looking in 90019 or 90006, which is part of UNNC north of the freeway. So they're only looking for south of the freeway, but including the, our zip code 90018. And they're soliciting. Street light charger location survey. See what questions are gonna have, because we're not gonna answer it here.
So I wonder if we're supposed to say that we want it to help us.
Well, I think what they want is individuals, so you at your house and me at my house, not us on, the screen actually answering questions. And anyone else in UNNC, I'll send this out in an e-blast too. If they live in 90018, which you do, which I do not. Okay. Where do you want to put?
And honestly, I want to put them, well, in places where people don't have driveways of their own.
Correct.
So that would not be me. So.
Well, what
I would say you do the, you DOT do the research on how does your EV charger help the most people who do not have space to plug in.
Well, what I would like to say, and I have spoken to them and sent this because Lisa from the Sustainability Alliance arranged a meeting. And I said, what I'd like to see is that you implement something like green is apparently not the right color, maybe lime green or chartreuse green curves so that you put in these EV chargers but it's also people with the permit. So that it's people without driveways who can get a permit, like a handicap permit, only it's an EV permit, and it's 3 hours, and you can't just stay there randomly overnight. You know, I mean, we don't let other people charge, but put the chargers into the residential neighborhoods. And yes, not in like people's driveways, but you know, where we live, where you know, there are these older multifamily complexes that do not have driveways and do not have garages.
Right across the street from near David's, that big.
Two buildings on the one block. I mean, two different buildings, there's no parking. And the tenants you can't run along electric cord across the side. So they are not able to get an electric vehicle. So, and I think that's a problem throughout South. And in any older neighborhood, so I've had that conversation that they should, but it seems like what they're trying to do is hook them up to the street lamps.
Okay.
So the other question I would have is, how do you guarantee it isn't gonna get stolen? You know, because we're having so much trouble with people stealing.
I think I saw
the
some
copper.
vandalized, yeah.
And it's sort of turning out that on those, that the issue is that for ongoing maintenance, they want everything within the reach of their maintenance workers. But because they've got everything in the reach of the maintenance workers, it's also within the reach of criminals. So even the solar panels, if you stand on top of in the bed of a pickup truck, you can usually reach.
Really?
And certainly if you stand on top of a RV, you can reach the panel.
Hello, and they've been stolen?
Correct.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes, so
Wow.
so that all said, I think the important thing is that people answer these questions. Meaning that we
Right.
get people
Right, just
to
to
answer the survey.
right.
And it's interesting. So I think both of us have talked about residential areas, and that's only one choice. They're saying school, residential area, metro station, park, business district, grocery store. So, oh good, I can answer 90018 for where I work. So it's clearly.
So let's just say then that
Well, what UNNC
submitting-
can do.
submitting the survey says I care.
Mhm.
That's what it says. It says I care. It might not expand anything, but it increases your sensitivity to seeing EV chargers on the street, probably, and that it tells LA that you care.
Right. So, and then if you don't drive an electric vehicle, what is the barrier to getting it?
Cost.
Cost. Well, and range anxiety, they're gonna run out of charge.
Fully EV, yeah.
Yeah, if it's fully EV. You know,
Yes.
hybrid, plug-in hybrid seems like such a good answer. But anyway, okay. Stopping the show.
Okay, well, so expect to get that, that link sent to you.
Right, oh,
Yeah.
right, I mean, we'll
Members
just,
of-
we will, if you're signed up
UNNC.
for UNNC's e-blast, it'll be in an e-blast.
Great.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna guess that the Department of Transportation will have a booth at Ciclavia as well, along somewhere along Jefferson. And so they'll probably have the surveys available in printed form. Best guess.
You know what I would like is more discussion of where more of those blue LA line of tiny little electric cars would go.
Well, people were objecting because they were being proposed. We had a meeting. They were being proposed on 10th Avenue, just south of Washington by the shopping center.
Yeah.
And the neighbors were objected because they have so little parking. And they really do, because all of the, there's so many trucks and RVs and everything, so I think it would just supplant some of that. I don't think it would really take away parking, because parking's pretty gone,
Well, when,
if I'm saying it right.
yeah, there's that big building across the market on Washington. It cuts off the beautiful view of the mountains and the
You mean the one under
trees.
construction?
Now that presumably would house a group of people that would like a blue LA.
Well, that building was built before the state, approved and is under construction before the state changed the rules on parking, so it has a lot of parking. So what I don't know is if it has electrified meeting chargers, but I would think even if they didn't originally plan for it, probably would have been smart to.
I would subscribe to blue LA. If there was one within walking distance of my house, because I just like having that option. If I get on my bike and my bike has a flat tire. Something else, and something's wrong with my car, or anyway. I would
You
just,
mean if UPS truck bashed you back?
there you go, exactly. I'd like to be able to have access to the blue LA cars
Yeah,
myself. Anyway,
okay.
okay, moving on.
Okay, so in terms of compostable plates and utensil at meetings and at events, so those are essentially, that's two different things, right? I mean, it's two different budgets. So at our general meetings, we are allowed and do provide refreshments. And certainly can just whip out the UNNC credit card to buy the supplies for that. It's just part of. And so it doesn't need a board motion, just anything. But as part of an event, it always has to be within the event budget. So for example, next week on the 20th is the homeless camp. And we created it's already done, $500 budget. It's just for Subway sandwiches. There's nothing in the budget to buy plates or napkins or anything, because we're just assuming that'll be there.
Okay.
Anyway, because there's other food being provided to the volunteers for the homeless camp.
Okay.
But that could have been a part of the budget. Had we thought of it.
Right.
Similarly, we've already turned in an event request for an event here in this space on March 15 related to the elections, and didn't include supplies at all on that one either.
Okay. So there's food,
But no supplies.
no supplies, and is there?
But we already own the supplies, so.
Well, that was my question, is that, does UNNC just pull out of a whole bunch of stuff that they buy all at once and leave in their storage?
Well, we wouldn't, see, that's the point. I think what we would need to do is a budget request or a funding request to purchase a stash of compostable utensils and compostable plates to be pulled out for events. We don't need to do a similar motion for governing board refreshments. It's just a technicality of how funding is done. So our governing board refreshments is an annual budget, so it's already approved. But everything else is one by one. So the question would be, can we buy a stash? Probably yes. And then just use them for ongoing events. But we'd have to ask the funding clerk if that's okay.
And then,
I'm sorry to be so bureaucratic.
and it's an annual for the meetings, it's annual.
It's just
Which time of the year, what date do you buy everything for the whole year?
we don't have to.
You just
Say in other words, yeah, I mean, we have a total amount for the year. And we can use it for food, and it's just assumed. The point is, we don't have to vote every month or every time, but that's only for the government. That stuff can't be used for events, so events are just handled differently.
Okay, that's fine.
So the question would be for the city clerk is, can we make it one single purchase annually of supplies for events? And I don't know the answer, but I can write the question tomorrow.
Wait a second then, but say when an event is happening, the organizers will budget for all the things that they need.
Correct.
And of
But-
course, we won't have the wherewithal or to contact them every time they're considering what they're
Well,
gonna buy.
there's different, that's right, there's
We can-
different event. For each different event, there might be a different board member organizing. And also, they'd have to know where to buy this. So that's why the question for the city clerk would be, can we avoid that? And instead purchase large quantities and keep in storage instead of putting the amounts on an individual event.
It'll be cheaper if we buy a whole bunch too.
Well, whether or not it's cheaper,
Yeah.
since it's not, I mean, I can't easily just walk into Smart and Final and always find.
No, source.
So, you know, what's the source, you know, the
Right,
question is what's the source?
right. Are you allowed to buy from anywhere?
Amazon.
You're allowed to buy from.
Right,
Jeez.
but only an approved purchase.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I can't just ask for forgiveness. And I'm using the I word, I happen to be one of the 2 credit card holders. But that's not, it doesn't work that way. I mean, the board first votes and approves an expense, then we use the card to implement the approved expense.
right.
So,
And
I mean, this isn't that, I'm making it sound much harder than it is. It's just the real question is. Would they allow us to, in effect, be buying annualized event stocks instead of buying them event by event by event?
Okay,
And that I can ask our funding clerk that question. And then if the answer is. That's a problem, then we have to think around the problem. If the answer is, oh, that's a great idea. Then we need to take a funding request to the board so that it's authorized.
and you have room in your storage facility?
Well, I'd have to ask that question too, because I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a very big storage. Yeah.
It's exciting because I think if we buy in bulk, we'd be getting a better price. Being able to go to Amazon.com is then easy to present to the board to say, this is the item that's available.
Correct.
And,
Yeah, it's just the methodology.
mhm.
You know, I don't think the board would propose. I mean, because it seems quite efficient.
But you mentioned earlier, and I appreciate this, that you said, like, if we were to compost the plates.
Well,
Where
now
are
you're-
they gonna go after a meeting? And that was a good question, it's like. What bins do we have? Now, I know that we have a blue bin, I think.
Well,
For
where
recycling.
do compostable plates, compostable utensils get put? Green, right?
In the green bin, absolutely, but do
Right.
we have a green bin?
At
our
our, I doubt it.
So what are we gonna do? I mean,
Right, I mean, that's another issue. I mean, I don't, well, they have a minimal garden. You know, the Gramercy Apartments has a minimal garden, they have a gardening club upstairs, but I don't know that they have a green bin. So that's another question for
I mean,
them.
they should, I mean, that's a big apartment. So they would have, could
Well-
conceivably have a lot of wasted food that, or.
Yeah,
food
that's a
that-
really good question. What do they do for composting, right? Yes, that's a really, really, really good question. That would have to be asked without value judgment.
Right.
They have
right.
62 apartments, so they have anywhere from 62 to 120 rest. I don't know
And they're
the number.
5 stories tall, 6.
Yeah, but I mean, they're seniors.
Yeah.
And you're right, they eat food, they're gonna have salad that rots or whatever leftovers.
Absolutely.
And how do they do the composting there or any of the other apartment buildings? I mean,
Right,
but
they might have a garbage chute.
they
but-
do have a garbage chute, but where does it go?
Right, and then God forbid us, like, nobody wants a garbage chute full of rotting food, lining that. Nobody wants that, so, nobody wants that, so how do we do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a really good question. I don't know the answer.
So start
And
small.
and we should
start
not be hauling our garbage out, although we might want to, but it doesn't feel that that's what we should be doing.
small.
either, so. Or even hauling it down to my house, which is half a block away, that does not make sense.
That's fine, that would be fine, but that doesn't solve
No,
all
that
the
doesn't
problems.
solve the public, I mean, we're a public entity, it
Yeah.
doesn't really solve.
I mean,
the
in
problem.
that case, every event should have a green bin and a blue bin available. For people to put there, and then also, we're talking about education, so everybody has to be sensitive to. Again, I see it all the time with really good, nice, wonderful people.
And when you
across the
say
way.
green bin, because in the meeting room it's cardboard bins, it's not blue and green,
Oh,
it's not blue and green and it's all black. I don't know how we know the difference.
it's cardboard, they're cardboard bins?
Yeah, I mean, they are,
So they would, if they got wet, they would get yucky.
oh, no, well, they have plastic bags,
Oh,
but the
yeah.
point is
Oh, I
they're not
see.
multicolored.
Right,
So that'd be another question, are there green cardboard bins that you put the trash bags into that are obviously compost here?
and if we could get people sensitive to this,
Mhm.
then they could bring their own, to-go container.
Oh,
With
yeah.
them. They could eat on it and then they could take a second portion, cover it up and take it
Oh,
home.
I just don't see that happening.
Or they could bring their own water bottle. If we have bottled water available, do we? Cause I see those completely uncompostable or recyclable solo
Because that for health reasons, that's better. I mean, not healthier, the plastic, but
for anti
Yeah.
sort of contagion.
yeah.
But if people could bring their own water bottles.
We haven't done it both ways, but we don't really have access to running water there. Sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. It's a real kitchen. I mean, there's a lot, I mean, as the environmental chair and sustainability alliance rep, when you're on the board, starting in a few months, I think you have a good bully pulpit to start some of this really strong initiatives. But what the Lisa's on the neighborhood councils, sustainable.
Yeah.
What does her neighborhood council?
Good question.
That I bet you she knows. So these are a lot of questions. The only one I can get answered easily is, are we able to pre-purchase our event supplies for the year?
Sure.
I mean, and not have to account for them in individual.
Right.
Is it feasible that we wanna do more with composting? And can we just buy these things in bulk in advance as a standalone funding item? I can ask her that tomorrow. So,
Very cool.
okay. All right, we beat this horse to death.
I'm willing to bring my little compost thing
No,
to a board meeting and take it home.
no, I understand, and I think I mentioned that at this last board meeting, I brought healthy veggies with dip, right? And then wings.
That's fine.
And no, but it was like bone in wings. And then it wasn't until the meeting was over, I said, please put your bones in the bag, I'll take them. And everyone had already thrown them into the trash. And then it's like, why did I bring bones? Why didn't I get tenders? Not a part of the chicken, but at least they don't have bones.
And you have to pick it up and then your hands are getting it dirty.
Well, you have to pick up the bone in too, so why not boneless? Is what I'm saying.
Right.
And not have bones left over. All right, okay. You kept announcements, new business, old business. Got nada, too bad, okay.
I'm going to DC in March, early March, to talk to Republican legislators about sustainability. So wish me luck.
So, I mean, the EPA is hard at work right now.
Keeping their jobs?
No, cleaning up ash, but so for the moment, they're keeping jobs and being sarcastic. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, wasted trip, hope not.
No, won't be a trip at all, I'm sure. It's just simply standing in a room and saying that you care about things. I think it matters. Yeah. So let's see, that's just an announcement. Okay. Wish I were going on the train.
Yeah, but you have to go back to your job.
Yes, let's go back to my job. So new business, old business.
Yeah, I'm not really focused.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we,
well, I think new businesses, we need to get more people to this committee. We need to, I mean, it's raining.
yeah,
If
yeah.
people are.
But
dealing with
and we
that.
have like 4 people, 5 people, sometimes.
Regulars, we need more regulars. We need our regulars to be regular,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
all right.
The hard work. What was it? Trump said this recently where. Said it's gonna cost people money, something he's doing is gonna cost people money, and he said, well, I don't remember what it was, the tariffs maybe, and he said, well, you know, people can, it's gonna be hard at first, but I
Yeah.
believe that people can do hard things. Or something like that, it's gonna be hard, but I believe in people. And that's how I feel. I hate
People
the
can't do
policies.
hard things.
they can do hard things, they have done hard things. And it's to the benefit of all of us to do the hard things, that the inconvenient things, that the uncomfortable things. In order to make the world a better place. But we all have to do it together, because if only 5% of us or 10% of us are doing it, and 90% of us, the rest of people don't really care, then so. It's so.
Okay. Well,
Thanks
I
for
try to
coming,
do
Laura.
some of the hard things.
I know you do.
Some. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna end this meeting. Turn off. Goodbye to